Here they come. Michael Buettner playing his 200th first-grade game tonight. 80-odd for Parramatta, but of course his career led him to North Sydney and Manly. So we wish him well tonight, Michael Buettner. The prodigal son has returned. Let's have a look at the teams now.
Ray, as you point out, some very surprising changes, positional changes for the Eels tonight. At fullback, it is Brett Hodgson, Richards and Moody the wings, Buettner and Violicki in the centres. Jamie Lyon goes to 5'8", Jason Taylor at halfback. That pushes Daniel Wagon into lock the scrum. Alex Chan, a former Northern Eagles player, in the second row with Ian Hindmarsh. Kalis is captain up front with Wesley Drew. And on the interchange bench, Nathan Hindmarsh, Marsh, Vella and Solomona, coached by Brian Smith.
Broncos have won their last 3 meetings.
Yeah, the reigning premiers line up this way. Lockyer's the fullback, Takiri and Saylor on the wings, Kelly and DeVere in the centres, Benny Eikens the 5'8", Scott Prince the halfback, Philip Lee is the lock forward, Tallis and Carlaw in the second row, Webke, Sivanasiva and Luke Prittis is the hooker. Interchange bench there, very, very strong.
Now at all the NRL matches over the weekend, 1 minute silence will be observed as a mark of respect for the passing of Australia's greatest sportsman, Sir Donald Bradman. Yes, David Moffat, in releasing our press detail, said Sir Donald was Australia's greatest sportsman, and it's more than appropriate for rugby league to recognise his contribution to Australia and the values of sport. Andrew Voss sideline. What's the Andrew Ryan story, and why is Nathan Hindmarsh on the bench?
Well, it took us all by surprise, didn't it? Andrew Ryan, no injury. In fact, he was in the warm-up as 18th man, and Nathan Hindmarsh, the man on screen, has a slight shoulder problem, but he'll be getting plenty of game time off the bench.
Possible shower, as I said. There was a forecast of a big thunderstorm hitting. Bill Harrigan over on the sideline. He gets a complete view of players that are offside at the kickoff by officiating from there. Time is on. Start of round 3. The Telstra Premiership at Parramatta Stadium, and a match that many people think might be a preview, an early season preview of the grand final. The young captain, Kalis, is pulled down 27 metres away from his own line on the eastern side of the ground. The player in the headgear is Alex Chan, who's in the run-on side. He was at North Sydney, he went to Manly. More recognised at both those clubs as a lower grader. And he's in this side, the run-on side, in place of Nathan Hindmarsh. So the first kick of the game finds Lockyer returning the ball and then making a mistake. You couldn't blame Michael DeVere. It was a bad pass from Darren. And Parramatta gets the first chance.
Well, he saw there that Pat Richards was the man coming in to tackle him, and that he had an unmarked player in Michael DeVere on the outside. But gee, it was a difficult assignment for DeVere to catch that and take advantage of any overlap. You'd have to say a nervous start there from Darren Lockyer. Taylor Fleet's 25 out.
Taylor then. Wagon at 5'8". Certainly at 5'8" that time. Forget about Lock. Drew to the right. Cut out ball back for a second man play from the fullback, Hodgson. And they're 15 out on the western side. David Wesley. Been in strong form. Taylor now. Back for Kalis up the middle. 3 Broncos trying to harness the Parramatta prop. Drew will make it. Drew's there. Or has he got the ball?
Okay, we've got to look.
Bill Harrigan wants to have a look at the video. The last I saw of Brad Drew was his rump heading for the line.
He doesn't look that confident, Brad Drew. He's been outstanding for Parramatta in the 2 matches so far since coming from Penrith. Was always going to be a good buy. Nice step. But he's not confident he's got the football down, and that is why. Great defence from the Broncos when it looked like they'd conceded 4 points.
Well, the good news for Parramatta after the try is denied is that they will have the loose head and feed. So they'll launch another attack. Harrigan generous with his placement of what should be a 10-metre scrum. As you can see from that picture, it's going to pack about 13 metres out. No try. Video ref today is the former referee's boss, Michael Stone.
It's only 10 metres out. You've got to come back.
Hello, Bill's picked it up now. It's only a 10-metre scrum, boys. The Broncos trying to fudge a few. Taylor then. Now he goes left to a wide blind side. Vialecki! That's a try! They didn't get it the first time with Bradley Drew, but David Vialecki has put it down.
It's
on the eastern side of the ground.
A flying start for Parramatta, and he's done it all by himself. If he frees it there, that's the ball carrier Vialecki. He's taking on Stuart Kelly in and away and around as play continues, and he's got enough strength to hold Kelly off with the right arm. He attracts Wendell Sailor, but Wendell stayed with his man Jason Moody. Great strength from Vialecki, one-on-one, too good.
He'd be loving that Vialecki against his former teammate. He might know maybe that Kelly's got a weakness to defend. He put a really good one on him, and Stewie couldn't hold on to him. Good strength shown there by Vialecki. Wonderful try and a great start to the Eels.
Well, it's quite possible that they've done some homework on Stewart. There was never any thought about coming to the right. They went left, and Vialecki went at Kelly. And David Vialecki gets a try that Brad Drew thought he had a few seconds earlier. Taylor, 4 from 4 against Cronulla last week. From the touchline, 22 metres out. That's what he's got. You can never rule this kid out. One of the all-time greats. On its way, curling. Sterling's riding it, but not hard enough. And the scoreline remains at 4-0. Parramatta over the Bronx, 5 gone. Broncos then restarting as we welcome you back to Friday Night Football. Oh, mistake by Drew. He's lost the ball backwards. And Richards had to clean up for the hooker. 4-0 the Eels. Taylor failing to convert from an acute angle. The try of David Vialecki, which came at the 4th minute of the game after Parramatta had all the ball, made possible by a mistake, an unfamiliar mistake made by Darren Lockyer. Drew then for Wesley. He's tackled on his own 30, centre of the park, and a good effort. Now they play simple football. Drew using Wagon. Wagon is 7 away from the halfway. Taylor's boot. Straight to Sailor. If you had 13 options, I think that'd be the last one you'd take, but he found him with pinpoint accuracy. Now Eichen. Thought he played well against Penrith. Hello, Parramatta pick him up like a ramrod and take him back. 35 out from their own line. Sailor comes at them again. This time to the 40. Well, I think it's pretty obvious Parramatta's come ready to play. Webke. Big welcome to our Queensland audience. Broncos supporters in Brisbane and right through that state. Broncos unbeaten after 2 weeks, the only home ground winners, and they are the premiership favourites up against premiership number 2 on the favouritism list. Parramatta. Hodgson nearly gives Brisbane a chance. Now he's put away by De Vere on tackle 1. Richards crabbing over that 10-metre line, now straightens, runs into Tallis, and Tallis bangs him down over a low tackle from Prentice. Now Kalis, his youthful front row forward captain, leading the way. Daniel Wagner. Taylor's put it through the hands. Chan couldn't take it. Hodgson cleaned it up. And that should take us to 5. It does. So this will take a good kick. And Taylor had plenty of time. This time he's put it between Sailor and Lockyer, but Sailor is away over the 30-metre line before he runs to the defence. Now the other winger, Lottie Takiri. Prentice, dummy half scoot, and through the other side. Then a one-handed pass, I thought, went forward. Taylor's dives on it. Harrigan agrees with our view of it and recalls it for a scrum.
Yeah, shame there for Luke Prentice. A great bust that he made, but the pass did not have to be thrown. He beat some pretty ordinary defence there. Alex Chan or Wesley going for a big hit, a fend, and just Darren Lockyer overran it, so to speak.
Yeah, we've got two of the most underrated number 9s on show here tonight. Luke Prentice, who played every match for the Broncos last year, was the only man to do so, up against Brad Drew, who I think could be the buy of the year come September. A great battle between the 9s.
Head in, head down. There's your hole, find it. Stay.
Hodgson standing up at 5/8 on that occasion, with Wagon packing into the scrum. This is Jamie Lyon, who will play the ball on the 30-metre line, his own end of the park. Oh, gee, that was almost a knock-on by Ian Hindmarsh. He lost it, got it back in again. And now it's Chan. What an occasion for him. Alex Chan is looking at that record of his. Here he is debuting for this club anyway against the Brisbane Broncos. That's one awesome task.
Just a couple of little mistakes starting to creep into the Parramatta game now. David Wesley putting that one down. His side of halfway. Prentice finding some weak defence on that side of the field. Solomona and Nathan Hindmarsh in good spirits. This scrum packing close to the halfway line.
So this is Prince, the number 7, the new number 7 for the Broncos. Eichen trying to run around via Leckie. Got an assist there from Jason Moody. And now it's Sivanasiva, who got our Dally M points in the game last Saturday night. Oh, Webke running hard, and Chan has hung the left arm out. It was high, and Harrigan has given a penalty to the Broncos. Webke had up a full head of steam. Chan has slapped him over the bridge of the nose area. Whichever way you look at it, it's high and it's a penalty.
Yeah, Alex Chan's got a reputation as a bit of a strong man. He's gone a bit high on that occasion. And Brisbane showing Parramatta plenty of respect here. They're 30 metres out, nearly in front, and having a shot at goal. The Brisbane of old would have taken a quick tap and gone for the 6 points.
Michael De Vere then.
He's really developed as a goal kicker, 71%. I think he only took over the role last year in round 15. Almost got 200 points for the year. Outstanding second half of the season. Fairly comfortable one to start tonight's proceedings.
The junior from Campbelltown. Went to the Broncos in 1996. Almost in dead centre. Beautiful kick. High and way over the back fence. Lovely kick by De Vere. It is 4-2, the Eels across the Broncos. At the moment, a 2-point ball game. Violecki a try at the 4th minute. And then a 2-point penalty coming up for the Broncos after around 11. Andrew sideline.
I can expand a little more on the background of Michael De Vere. If you like a little romantic touch to tonight's match, he was a Parramatta supporter as a kid, and Brett Kenny was his hero.
Andrew, any romantic stories that you've got, we'd love to share with you. Don't be backward.
Thank you, champion.
Some Webke's play the ball. We're heading down the right side of the ground. With Dane Carlaw to the 20-metre line. No, that's the 30. Prittis finding Tallis now. Tallis in traffic and punished by Parramatta. Prittis again. Back now for Lockyer. And Lockyer with that left foot kick. He doesn't seem to put a lot of effort into it. By gee, it's a big kick. It was marked on the full back on Brett Hodgson's 10-metre line. And then Brett made 21 metres up the ground. He's over on the Cronin stand side. It's a tremendous kick and a very good return. The two number ones. Wagon. Drew, just a couple of paces out before offloading for Kalis. The captain takes it about 12 metres further, just into Broncos territory. Down the blindside corridor they come with Jamie Lyon now. Jumper number 15 is Lyon. Chan is playing in jumper number 20. No sign of Nathan Hindmarsh as yet. He'll probably come on around about the 20th minute. And that pass goes astray, recklessly astray.
Yeah, not a good pass there, and no real reason to throw a cutout ball here. You've got a situation like that, go through the hands. Wagon draws his man and you might create a 2-on-1 overlap. Instead over the sideline. Yeah, it's evened up now, although the last couple have come from the home team.
Aiken leaning down to take it in, then Prince, then second man, quick hands, Lockyer, De Vere, and now Takiri. That was beautiful play by the Broncos back line. Takiri there, a quick play the ball. Through Prince again. Now for Aiken again. Aiken taken down in the middle of the ground heavily by Chan and Wesley, and the penalty goes to the Broncos.
Walked into him.
So De Vere will come up and I would expect level the scores.
Good to see Ben Aiken taking them on with his running tonight. It's 3 or 4 times he's taken it to the line looking to make an incision, and you saw the left knee there of Chan. So 2 mistakes by Alex Chan could cost them 4 points. And he's played all right so far. He's taken the ball up strongly and he's tackled well.
We're with Michael De Vere with 1 from 1, and this is quite a bit easier for him. 22 outright in front. Got all the skills, not only in this area. Hits it again perfectly. Lovely kick from De Vere. As Brisbane return it to the 10-metre line. Seven Asiva now to the 20-metre line.
And the first interchange for Parramatta tonight has seen Chan go to the bench. Michael Vella into the fray as Gordon Tallis carries players. Oh, wonderful run there. Only picked up 6, but they were tough metres.
4 Parramatta defenders got involved, and it took each and every one of them to stop the progress of Gordon Tallis. So back they go for a kick from Aiken. And Hodgson had to cover a fair bit of ground to get across to his 10-metre line. So Hodgson will play it just inside the 20 as Butner runs towards Wagon. And Wagon runs into Stuart Kelly out there on the right side of the Brisbane defence. Through the hands for Michael Vella. This is one of the great advantages Parramatta do have this year. They're able to bring players like Vella and Solomona off the bench. Wesley with a stampeding run. Then Ian Hindmarsh. 42 metres away from the Broncos line. Quick play the ball, Brad Drew. Going into the centre of the ground. Brad Drew inside the 30-metre line. Throws a pass. Rather stupidly. Both number 9s have made a clean break, and both have compounded at the end of it. Now Brisbane lose the ball. They get it back, but it was propelled forward. They're both guilty of making mistakes.
Yeah, pass here to Stuart Kelly. Had 4 Parramatta players in front of him. Under a bit of pressure and he's dropped it. Bad luck there for Brad Drew. He's been the standout player in the opening 20 minutes tonight. His darting runs from dummy half, his service. As Nathan Hindmarsh prepares to come on, Drew has been fantastic.
That's gone straight in and straight out. Now the ball goes in.
18 minutes of the game gone. Changes starting to happen. Already Parramatta has sent Michael Vella into the battle. And now their star player's about to come on, Nathan Hindmarsh. Daniel Wagon playing the ball 29 metres away. Brad Drew's right ear is bleeding badly. Wagon passes off for Kalis. Kalis offloads for Hodgson. A big step off the left foot. Then he scurries around inside the 10. Hodgson will make it. Hodgson's there. Hodgson's over. Parramatta's second try.
Well, he's been a marvellous buy for Parramatta as Brett Hodgson coming from Western Suburbs and roundly congratulated by his teammates there for a fine individual effort. They got the ball back from the mistake. And a nice ball here from Nathan Kalis. Spins out of the tackle, offloads to Hodgson. Left foot step. And the big dummies. It fooled Scott Prince. Too much speed for Critters, too much for Lockyer. Wonderful stuff there from the number 1.
Yeah, what a great run. He'd actually packed into the previous scrum at lock forward. And he just back after the scrum. He just hung out there waiting for the ball to be returned. Now, this doesn't remind you of Steve Ella, one of the greats of Parramatta. Look at the skills, the dummy, the steps, the change of pace, and away he went. Beautiful stuff there. What a player this kid is. Brett Hodgson.
A lovely dummy there. It fooled Scott Prince just long enough to break the line. He'll take from that the most important man on the field is the man with the football in his hands. And on that occasion, it was Brett Hodgson. And Jason Taylor now missed his first on the sideline. An easier one to extend the lead to 6.
Taylor, 14 in, 20 out. 8-4, Parramatta with 2 tries, no goals. Broncos 2 penalties. Taylor gets it. Just inside the right upright. It is 10-4, Parramatta over Brisbane. And to our audience in New Zealand, welcome to you as well as to our audiences through the UK. 10-4 there. Back in Parramatta Stadium, and this crowd has swollen since kick-off, and a big run back to meet them from Michael Vella. I think he's in a bit of pain, Michael, but he's not going to tell anybody about it.
That's Nathan Hindmarsh's first touch of the football. Second tackle, 30 out. Again, the short side. Looking to attack a lot down that left-hand side where they scored the first try.
Taylor there. Across for Wagon. Wagon out for Butner. Butner! Oh! Takiri. Takiri has brought a groan from the crowd. Happened right in front of the touch judge. He was quite happy with it. Ian Hindmarsh. Drew scoops it up. Then puts in a little kick. Then he might have been failed in back play. He was. It's a penalty to Parramatta. There's a tripping penalty given by Bill Harrigan.
And he really earned this, Brad Drew. The quick play the balls have been sensational by Parramatta tonight. They're playing the ball twice as fast as their counterparts. Look at that, Brisbane struggling to get back on side. Drew runs to them, takes them on, and as it Sivanasiva sticks the left hip out, knocks him down. Bill Harrigan on the spot, good refereeing. And you think with Jason Taylor, one of the greatest goal kickers of all time, with this one, they'll extend their lead.
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit unlucky, I must admit, Sivanasiva. I thought he was always looking at the football and he was just trailing across on the inside. It was one of those 50-50s. Fortunately for Parramatta, it went their way.
$20 points this year for his new club, for his lifeline club. Taylor's career was over.
And 4th on the all-time point scoring list the history of the game.
22 out, 22 in. Taylor looking for 12-4. Treats them all with the same respect. Hits it. And it's there. Flags in the air. Another 2 points to Parramatta's total. 12-4 the Eels over the Broncos. 23rd minute, Andrew.
And Ray, I've got to say, down here at ground level, not a whole lot of talk in the Broncos' defence either, which would be a bit of a worry, I'm sure, for Coach Wayne Bennett. On the Parramatta try scorer, the most recent one, Brett Hodgson, by his own admission, his worst game for the Eels last week when they took on the Sharks. So he's out to set the record straight tonight. And the Broncos making their first interchange for the night with Petro Civoniceva to the bench.
De Vere with a very high kick-off. Plenty of hang time, and it let the defence get down about 12 metres out from the line to form a reception for Vella. This is Ian Highmarsh now. What's the atmosphere like down there, Andrew? I'm talking about the crowd atmosphere. It's built up considerably.
Oh, it certainly has, Ray. I went out the back of the ground about 10 minutes before kickoff, and there was probably 1,000 to 1,500 on the western side of the ground, and I'm told it was pretty much the same on the eastern side as well. So it's really picked up in the first 10-15 minutes of the match.
Kalis now did well, got a ball away on his way to ground. Nathan Highmarsh will play the ball on the halfway line. Back for Brad Drew. I agree with the fat man. He's been the best out there. Vella did well. Drew was waiting. Taylor's with it now. Looks on the inside, throws the dummy, takes the tackle. 42 metres away from the Broncos line at 12-4. Parramatta's in front. Drew now kicking to Keary. Using Lockyer off his 10-metre line. Running back towards it, if anything. And now Saylor. Moody one tackle, Violecki another. The defending premiers up against the team that almost bundled them out last year. Carlo. I don't think anybody left last season not believing that the young Eels, the baby Eels as they called them, would come back this year even stronger again and be hard to beat.
Well, as Icon gets that kick away over the head of Brett Hodgson, who will let it go dead. We mentioned the fact that Brisbane won all three clashes last year, but in 98 and 99 they met three times, and Parramatta won all of those three games. So the last couple of seasons you would say the Blue and Goals have been the best performed team against the Broncos, despite the fact they went down in three matches last year.
They've been a bit of a thorn in the side for some time for the Broncos, haven't they, the Eels? I think they appeared in the opening of the ANZ Stadium, did they not, as a rugby league venue against Brisbane, and I think they spoiled the party that night.
I think they came from behind to win that. I think Michael Buettner might have scored all the points that evening.
What an amazing memory. Taylor back for Hodgson. Now it's with Ian Highmarsh, and it's a nice little kick for a second rower. Lockyer coming out of that corner to Keary now, and they had an umbrella around him and he basically was losing some ground. Now he's on the 10-metre line, right in front of his own sticks. They've yet to score a try, the Broncos. The scoreline isn't so bad, 12-8. What is important, I suppose, from a Parramatta viewpoint is they've scored 12-4, I should say. They've scored two tries against them. An 8-point ball game, two tries in that 12 points for Parramatta. Prentice, and this is Philip Lee busting the tackle of Nathan Highmarsh. The kick, Icon goes back to the alternate kicker, and that is Lockyer. Lockyer able to run quite a few metres before putting the ball down to Jason Moody. And this has been a very good run. He's 32 metres out from his own line. Daniel Wagon. Again leaving his print on the game. Nathan Hindmarsh coming to Webke. He beat Webke, and then Tallis goes burrowing in. Webke gets off the deck, and they both go in. Mark of respect for Hindmarsh, I suppose. Taylor then looking for, he finds Hodgson. Hodgson goes around the outside of Kelly, gets the ball to Moody. Moody puts it on the ground behind him. Hodgson puts the ball down for Bialecki, but there's been a little knock on.
Yeah, the crowd over there doesn't like it. They're really heading down that side every chance they can get. They're taking on Stuart Kelly and Wendell whenever they can. Now this ball gets flopped back inside, that's okay. And from there, he's dropped and it's gone forward according to the referee.
12-4. 4-3 the errors. As Eichen tries to break the tackle of Jamie Lyon. He hangs on with the help of Bialecki. They make him play the ball. And now it's Webke. To Keary. Coming down the left side. Sivanasivas had strapping, I think, added to that right arm. You can see him carried into the game. He's back near the sidelines. Now Priddis back for Philip Lee. Lee to the 30-metre line. That is Myers. And he loses the ball. So it was a very heavy tackle from Kalis over the top of Nathan Hindmarsh. And the impact mainly from Kalis dispossesses Myers of the ball. 28 metres out. Right in front of the Parramatta uprights. Taylor working it. They go again over to that left side. Parramatta's left side, Brisbane's right side. They keep going down that corridor. And Hindmarsh beats Kelly. All ends up. Then he's taken down by a two-man Broncos defence of Lee and Eichen. They come to halfway now with Michael Vella looking to lay it back. Myers driving in with Priddis. Now Drew, now Kalis. Kalis very strong. Pulled down by Carlaw. Taylor now to the line. And then out for Jamie Lyon. The ball on the ground. A chance for another kick. The kick goes around the back of Lockyer. Race for the ball. Lost by Lockyer. Picked up by Jamie Lyon. And Lyon will be made to play the ball. Drew. Taylor. Here's Wagon. Now Hodgson looking for number 2. Gets the ball away. Nathan Hindmarsh has lost the ball.
Knocked it right on the line, fellas.
Lost it on the line. Try bombed. What about the work on this side of the field by Lyon? Jamie Lyon. It was beautiful stuff. They got the ball back. Long ball from Taylor. Inside ball, Hodgson, as ever, backing up. Nice pass to Nathan Hindmarsh. Can he get it down? The defence came, he lost it.
So Sivanasivas now clearing with a good run.
Yeah, he's just back onto the field, Sivanasivas, a short break. He was replaced by Brad Myers in the interchange. Now he's gone on as their second interchange player. I'm assuming Webke, oh no, Webke's still out there. Dane Carlaw is the man that's left.
Here's Eichen stepping off his left foot and stepping back into the defence. Vella and Kalis making the tackle. Lee finding Myers. And Myers almost lost it again, then got a pass away for De Vere. De Vere 15 metres out from the line. Played back to Takiri, now for Lockyer. And Lockyer decides to go to the air. Saylor will get a big jump on it. The bat down is successful for Parramatta. The player was held out of it. Harrigan saw it. Let play go on. Now Moody is tackled 25 metres out from his own line. Vella, penalty goes to the Broncos. Incorrect play the ball. And if they run true to form, they'll take another kick.
Well, last year we saw a number of these penalties. And really, if you make an effort to play it, I think it's okay. But if you go back to a game at Penrith Park where there was any number of penalties given, Michael Vella that night was one of the main offenders. And I've got to say, that's fair enough. He didn't make any attempt to touch it with his foot in a conventional style.
I think some of the Parramatta fans, particularly on the far side of the ground, are blowing up at not getting a penalty for the Parramatta playing being held back. Eventually, I think he picked up the football and he made good yards, and Harrigan then let play go on. It came from here, Pete.
Yeah, this is good advantage played by Bill Harrigan.
There.
Yeah, Violecki was held out, but he found Jason Moody, and Moody picked up another 15 or 20. They actually got back to about the distance Darren Lockyer kicked the football from.
Look, I know De Vere's kicking well, but I'm surprised that Brisbane didn't put the ball out and try and go for a try. They've had no quality ball down in the Parramatta 20-metre zone. They've put no pressure on the line, and they decided to have a kick at goal.
You don't think psychologically, Paul, a converted try behind instead of 8. If he does miss, you've still got to score twice.
De Vere then. He's been striking it beautifully. There's another 2 points on the total. De Vere 3 from 3. 12-6 to score. Andrew, a comment at the 33rd minute.
And at that 33rd minute mark, an interesting change for the Broncos. Scott Prince has been taken to the bench. There he is on screen. Scott Prince, the halfback. Sean Berrigan injected into the match. But Scott Prince went very well last week against the Panthers and was given 65 minutes straight. But tonight, Wayne Bennett looking for a different injection, and he's going to give Sean Berrigan his chance.
Sivanasiva then with the carry back of the kick-off. Crossing the 20-metre line is Webke. Nathan Hindmarsh and David Wesley interrupting the Brisbane prop. Sailor now. Hindmarsh around the legs again. And now Webke again. Just inside the 40-metre line. Priddis. Oh, Myers. Well, he's had a very, very unhappy entry into the game. Brad Myers. He was tackled and lost it once. The next time he got the ball, he juggled it, almost lost it. And this time he's lost it again. So he's had a rather unhappy start to his game tonight. 5-5 the errors, 12-6 to score. The Eels over the Broncos, with the Eels scoring 2 tries. The Broncos, their points coming from the boot of De Vere, 3 from 3.
And interesting to see in this next set of 6 where the Parramatta do opt to attack down that left-hand side of the field. Nathan Hindmarsh is their strike player out there. He plays left. Ian Hindmarsh plays right. And they'll be confident that in the last 6 minutes they might have a bit more joy down that side.
Ian Hindmarsh now. Kalis on the block. Wesley. And a penalty to Parramatta.
You didn't come backwards, not far enough. I told you twice before you made the tackle. You've got to pull him back, Roddy.
So that's where the kick will be taken from. You've heard why Bill Harrigan penalised Luke Priddis. And Taylor will kick. This is the incident again. Harrigan apparently had spoken twice to Priddis. So now Taylor, 2 from 3 tonight. His first kick to convert the Violecki try was from the sideline. He missed it. Marvellous record.
Don't move forward.
So here's Taylor looking for 14-6 for the Eels. Half-time not that far away. Taylor. And he's missed it. You won't see that very often, not in this fellow's career anyway.
That's a job.
12-6. Taylor missing the penalty shot, but they'll get the ball back. Jamie Lyon then. Forced to pick up a ball that was rolling around all over the place. It was a good kick really from Brisbane. Now Drew flops one over the top for Vella. Vella looks back to unload. He had control of it, so it must have been a little bit of a hint of a knock-on in there. As Taylor fires the pass away for Nathan Hindmarsh going down the left side. Kelly forced to tackle. Eichen with him. And from the 30-metre line, Taylor starts to launch Butner into a gap. Butner gets it away. Then it's flopped over the top. Richards can't take it. It looked like vacant territory in front of him.
Oh, some desperation defence there from the Broncos. Beautiful ball, this one. Mickey Butner's got some speed too. It was Gordon Tallis just hanging on, and that ball might have even floated forward. And a great chance for Parra to have a commanding lead at half-time. But his speed, he could have scored in the corner.
You saw Jason Taylor at his best there. Lovely little ball off his shoulder to Butner to put him through the gap. As Lottie Takiri gets rid of Butner.
Takiri to the halfway line. Sailor's coming from behind, but Takiri tackled by Mike Butner. Now Sailor takes it inside the 30-metre line. 25 out, gives it to Berrigan. Berrigan will play it 22 metres away from the Parramatta line. Priddis. Eichen goes out to the left for Tallis out wide. And Tallis decides to try and stampede across the top of him. Now it's with Michael De Vere. De Vere to the 10-metre line. Taylor underneath and cleaning up over the top was Ian Hindmarsh. Here's Lee. Back for Sivanasiva. Sivanasiva's over the line. Did he get it down? No, he's held up. Held up in goal, but Brisbane will get the feed.
Yeah, great work by Brisbane. They've come 100 metres in 4 or 5 tackles. Sivanasiva, nice little set play around the ruck. But good defence once again from the Eels. They defended strongly tonight. Lyon in there, along with Hodgson.
And
the work earlier from Takiri and Sailor was great. And Tallis got the ball. He saw Jason Taylor in front of him, ran over the top of him.
And a huge minute and a half coming up here. If Parramatta went in locked up with Brisbane, they would be devastated. They've dominated the first half here to a large degree. As Stuart Kelly strains back up, finds a bit of space, still going. Tackled 8 out.
Played back now for Luke Priddis. Now Bradley Myers. And chancing the pass. The ball bounces up for Berrigan. Berrigan will play it. 11 out. Priddis now launches another attack. Uses Ben Eichen. Eichen looking to unload but held by the Parramatta defence. Tallis is out to the left. That's where they're going. Lockyer for Tallis. He's gone without it. Brett Drew gets the pass away. Richards can't take it. Jamie Lyon cleans up for Parramatta.
That's fair enough.
Well, Jamie Lyon's been taken over. This may be a Brisbane feed. He may have played advantage here. Tallis, the first offence knocked on. Jamie Lyon, he had to dive on this football immediately, not try and pick up some more metres. Although really he didn't have much choice there, did he? It is a Brisbane feed. 30 seconds left.
And they work a move at the back of the scrum with their lock forward, Philip Lee. Priddis now, passing to the right. Berrigan. Little stutter there before taking off. Pulled down by Nathan Hindmarsh. Priddis it is, Priddis away. Now it's with Eichen. And Wagon came up and got him early. He may chance it himself. He does. He goes to the left. He runs over Brad Drew. He's held up and forced back into the field of play.
There's the siren.
Siren has gone. So the end of the first half. The end of the most exciting first half. And it will bring a rousing reception from the Eels crowd. They got a big crowd in tonight. Paying tribute to the Broncos, obviously, and hoping for a hometown victory. At the moment, they're looking okay. Welcome back to Parramatta Stadium with Parramatta, the home side, leading the Brisbane Broncos 12-6. 2 tries to the Parramatta side. They've been unanswered. As we look at the Mitsubishi match statistics at 12-6 Parramatta.
And the standout there, of course, is the possession. Plenty of football for the Eels in the first 40 minutes. 57% up against 43%. Quite quite a few errors, but some errors for both teams, some unforced, some big defence. Knocked the ball out on a number of occasions. I think the one thing out of that first 40 minutes, no real quality ball for the Broncos down on Parramatta's line. You would imagine that would change in this second half.
Parramatta heading down the tunnel. I mentioned the crowd a couple of times in that first half. I would imagine that the Parramatta club would be very happy with the size of this crowd. By today's standards, it's a bumper one. That's a shot of the hill, the Stirling Hill, heavily populated. Grandstand over the back is the Michael Cronin stand. We shoot, of course, from the Ken Thornett stand, and then down to our right is the Brett Kenny Hill, who retired in 1993. And there's Eric Groth, a cracked kneecap keeping him out at the moment. Parramatta from right to left. Second half, if it's as good as the first, it'll cap off a tremendous night's entertainment as Richards sends it down into the in goal, and Lockyer gives it straight to Sivanasiva, and he's lost the ball. Parramatta can play on with Vella. Well, there's been some opportunities offered by Brisbane and their lack of hanging on to the football tonight, and here they are putting pressure on themselves again. Taylor steps twice off his left foot. Eventually it's left to Webke and Sivanasiva to shut him down. Drew using Nathan Hindmarsh. Hindmarsh, who started the game from the bench, plays it now, close to the line. Drew shows it, gives it. Taylor dummies, turns it back. Vella, they don't quite know where they're going. Hodgson looks for an opening, gets the ball away in a two-man tackle. It's with Nathan Hindmarsh, puts a fend on Prentice, puts a fend on Tallis. Tallis rounds him up. Drew then looking for Taylor. Taylor runs to the blind, catch and pass, and then Hindmarsh. Ian Hindmarsh is picked up and dumped heavily. Drew again, a little grubbing kick into the end goal, and Sailor kills it over the touch-in goal line. So they'll come back again, the Eels. A dream start to the second half.
And this is the best player, that centre six, that's for sure. Once again, Brad Drew, he got taken out after he kicked. A little chance there for the winger on the outside. Sivanasiva took it up from the kick-off. Some strong defence, he was just about through, and then a rogue hand just knocked that ball out.
Wesley taken by Aiken Lowe. Sailor up the top, he's on the 30-metre line. Western side of the ground as Drew works the short side, and Violecki, who got the first of two tries tonight, he plays it on the 20-metre line. As Nathan Hindmarsh comes off his right foot, runs into Myers, then gives a handoff pass for Hodgson. And Hodgson has tackled 11 out. 11 out and 11 in. Drew again on that 45-degree angle, fires a pass. Vella in midair takes it, lays it back on the ground, and Brisbane have got the ball. Played there by Luke Prentice. I'll tell you what, he's done some work tonight, Prentice. His tackle count, I'm sure, would be very high. His dummy half work, of course, is always exemplary. 123 tackles to 99 for the Eels. So about 20% more tackles required of Brisbane. They haven't really had any quality territory. Penalty goes against them for playing the ball incorrectly.
We're playing footy. You get your foot on the ball.
We've got a Parramatta player getting some attention. I think it's Ian Hindmarsh. So 12-6 the score, unchanged, but Taylor has indicated he'll kick for goal from right in front. 32 out as they check out the jawbone of Ian Hindmarsh, just checking his neck.
We're assuming there that the penalty was against Shane Webke for not touching the ball with his foot. The thing is that is going to happen on a number of occasions through the second half of this game. And I guess it all depends on how Bill Harrigan wants to referee it. I thought Webke actually made an effort to play it. He did miss it. But that is going to happen a lot in the next 30-odd minutes.
He certainly didn't strike the ball with his foot. Taylor then, right in front. He missed an easier one in the first half. He's 2 from 4 tonight. Gets it. This one is going perfectly for him. Taylor gets a penalty. Parramatta 14, Brisbane 6. 5 minutes of the second half gone. Dream start for Parramatta in the second half. The Walker contingent.
Stay behind.
Bill Harrigan not in your shot. Well, he is in your shot. He's behind that graphic of ours. Down on the western touchline, Harrigan. As we go into the next passage of play. And Vella with a good hard run. This is going to take all of the class of Brisbane to get out of it.
There's no doubt Brian Smith will have drilled into his team at half-time, despite the fact you're in front. If you, Pine Marsh nearly through. If you ever start to feel comfortable against Brisbane, it will hurt you. You've got to maintain attention all the time. Keep concentrating as Wesley takes 42 out.
Drew for Taylor. Taylor for Butner. Butner out now for Jamie Lyon. They've got 2-on-1 out there now. Brisbane number up. Takiri making the tackle with Berrigan on Richards. Taylor this time to the boot. And the chase is coming from Hodgson. He'll have the jump. Lockyer's up there with Hodgson. Lockyer's got the ball. It was an even money bet. And De Vere comes away from dummy half to be 5 metres out from his line. That was the jump. Hodgson with the leap. Lockyer under the pressure. And the Australian fullback coming out on top. Pritis for Myers now. Myers met by Wesley. Right up in his face. He's playing strongly, Wesley. He and Kalis have given them a nice foundation. Tallis for Pritis. Pritis for Webke. They put it down again, the Broncos. And Parramatta will get the loose head and feed 35 metres away.
And that was really well read by Daniel Wagon. Tallis took it up, had a chance to offload, which he did. And then Wagon saw this long ball was on, ran straight up to Shane Webke, who had a look, and down went the pill.
Look of despair on the face of Benny Aiken. We haven't been to Andrew Voss. We'll get to him in a moment.
Gordon, don't break.
Parramatta win the scrum. Butner's knocked on the first tackle. Another scrum, but this time it'll be Brisbane's feed. Yes, Andrew.
Well, Ray, I can tell you the mood in the Broncos room at half-time was the Eels have gone as good as they can go, and we're only 6 behind, so we're right in this match, although now it is 8 points as we watch the Butner error again. They actually had a word with Brian Smith and had backed up exactly what Peter Sterling said just a moment ago. The resounding message to his players, despite the fact he's very happy with his team in that first 40 minutes. Be prepared to play up the full 80. He knows that tiredness will become a factor, but there is one big plus on the bench for Parramatta. He may come into his own later in this match. David Solomona yet to be used.
Now the Broncos trying to find some space. Kelly is tackled 9 metres his own side of halfway. Berrigan.
Good run from Sean Berrigan. And that was unusual. We saw David Wesley come about 40 metres. Looked like he was going to be interchanged with Alex Chan coming on. But he stayed out there, and Chan continues to walk the sideline. 3 tackles gone now. Sailor plays it.
Sailor's not well. You would have seen him when he's getting away from the play the ball area now. As Tallis has made a big run. Tallis for the line. He's short by a metre. 5th tackle. Now from Pritis. Wagon's gone up. Aiken's gone in. Aiken over for Brisbane. Ben Aiken scores the first try for the Broncos. But the bad news is that Sailor is limping across to congratulate Ben Ikin.
Where you can see Parramatta at disarray. Probably Brisbane's best set of six, certainly the quickest of the playing the ball. As we freeze it there, you can see the gap here. Only two Parramatta's players coming up. All the defence is on the far side, and as play continues, the ball onto the chest of Ben Ikin. He slices through, and really that was set up by the previous two or three. Gordon Tallis almost scoring through the Hodgson tackle. Hindmarsh came up with the try saver, but in the end a pretty soft one and a timely one for Brisbane.
Yeah, the gap was there for someone to run into with a bit of speed, and Ben Ikin was the man on hand to do that. So they hit back, but the run by Tallis beforehand was just sensational. The Brisbane captain. Good inside ball there from Pritis. Bumped away from one. Hodgson was 1,000 to 1. And Nathan Hindmarsh made the try saver. But you're right about Wendell Saylor, Ray. In one of the previous tackles, he was caught awkwardly in the tackle and maybe wrenched a knee or an ankle, and he's still limping.
14-10. This will bring them within 2 points. He hasn't missed tonight, hasn't looked like missing, Michael De Vere. Been striking them beautifully. This he does again. It is 14-12, the Eels over the Broncos. Restarts as we welcome you back. Nine Network covering the Rugby League on the Friday night. Third round of the Telstra Premiership is with us as Sivanasiva brings it 15 out from his own line more safely than he did in similar circumstances to start the second half. His partner, Webke, now Pritis, now Myers, the red-headed. Forward for Brisbane, 40 metres out from his own line. They're good yards, aren't they, for the Broncos? Now Philip Lee, a little flick pass for Kelly. Kelly was in traffic and then passed to another player in worse trouble. Halfway line, Sivanasiva. Been a good set for Brisbane. Let's see how they complete it now. Way for Darren Lockyer's left foot kick. Placing it down in that corner. Southeastern corner for Hodgson. Brett thought about a pass and took it to ground with him.
It's amazing how just little things change the course of a game. Because Parramatta forced a mistake. Michael Buettner dropped the ball from the scrum win before they'd had a tackle completed against them. The next set of six, the end of the next set of six, it is Brisbane scoring at the other end of the field. And the Eels probably should have been attacking 90 metres away. Another mistake.
Hindmarsh putting it down. Nathan, now Saylor, zero tackle, just inside the 30-metre line. The Broncos trailing by 2. Berrigan firing it along the line for Lockyer. Lockyer inside for Tallis again. Tallis back for Berrigan. Berrigan to the 10-metre line. Now they go to the blind side. They've got numbers there. Lee combining with Tallis. And Gordon made the play. The ball, a chance from dummy half for Pritis. He's over the line. Is he held up?
Long enough, that's long enough.
Yes, he is. And Bill Harrigan said that's long enough. What's the story on Wendell Saylor, Andrew, while we've got a second?
From the Broncos bench, they're saying it's a twisted left ankle, so Wendell's still out there. Interesting change too on the Parramatta side. PJ Marsh into dummy half with Brad Drew off the field. Brad had been probably one of their best players tonight. And also, just while all that was happening, Shane Webke came to the bench as one of the interchanges as we watch Luke Pritis held up in goal again. He wasn't happy about being hauled off the field. He wanted to stay out there.
Well, Pritis claiming a try, but Harrigan had said that he'd been held up long enough. I'm not quite sure what the time span is. I think it's left to the discretion of the individual referee. Broncos then. Loose head and feed. Berrigan will come around to the open side. Here he comes. Ikin is with it. Lockyer is with it now. Lockyer running across, angling for Kelly. Kelly is held a metre from the line. So the Broncos with Sailor into first receiver. Gives it back for Philip Lee. Lee flung down to the ground hard by the Parramatta defender. It was Nathan Hindmarsh. Prittis then. Away on the left for Berrigan. Berrigan for Aiken. Aiken looking on his inside for Tallis. Tallis lurking menacingly, but Aiken plays the ball. 5 metres out from the line. Here's Berrigan again. Inside ball for Sivanasiva. And Sivanasiva is over. Brisbane get their second try, and they hit the lead now.
And they hit the lead for the first time. 15 minutes into the second half. A couple of Parramatta mistakes. Some good Brisbane ball control. And again, a very soft try. Sivanasiva, the legs pumping through the tackle of Vella. Carries another over. But Brian Smith will be very disappointed with the 2 tries conceded. But Brisbane,
they're big and they're strong, aren't
keep
they?
coming at you, don't they?
All 4 props who started the game tonight are to be commended the way they've played. Wesley Kalis been great for Parramatta, but in particular Sivanasiva and Shane Webke for the Brisbane Broncos. They've been so good. And he ran at a couple of little blokes there. PJ Marsh's one defender got brushed aside.
Well, Paul, I've been saying, and I know everybody tends to agree with the thought that Webke's been the number 1 prop in the game for a while now, probably since the disappearance of the brick with eyes. But I'll tell you what, there's only a split inch between the value offered to the Broncos by Webke and Sivanasiva. If you said to me, split them on what you've seen in the last 2 weeks, I'd say I can't split them. Probably Sivanasiva. So there it is, the conversion. Successful from Michael De Vere of the try scored by that fellow, Petero Sivanasiva. Andrew at the 56th minute.
And as we watch big Petero Sivanasiva go over again, and it's well worth watching again, I know the Broncos lost plenty of players in the off-season, lots of experience, but you've got to keep in mind this bloke Sivanasiva, he busted his arm in round 16 last year, didn't play a run-up at all in the run to the finals or through the finals campaign, wasn't their grand final day, so it's almost, we lost some older, more experienced players, but we welcome back Petero Sivanasiva from injury.
And Vossi also welcome back Philip Lee, who missed the majority of the season. It looks like he's settled into the lock forward position very nicely. Sivanasiva, the man we're talking about, brings it out 10.
Well, Paul, you've coached at state level, and I think behind the Eagles, this mob.
He's done it all, Rabs. He's done it all.
I know that. I'm sitting between greatness here. I have 2 great bookends here. But I was going to put it back on you, Paul. My comments about Sivanasiva, I don't think there's a split match between them, is there?
Between these 2 props? No, they're both really good. Simple jobs they've got out there, and they do it so well. They just keep coming. And I think this the interchange rule dropping off is going to suit them.
Aiken. So Prittis lobbing it down inside the 10-metre line. The bounce of the ball was good for Brisbane. Hodgson out to his 10-metre line, dummies and tries to split them, but Philip Lee shuts the gap. Now Moody. I remember the first match we saw Parramatta play this year at the stadium. The wingers had a very big impact. It hasn't really been their sort of game today, but they have got a couple of very big, fast wingers. And it's good to see them get involved as much as possible. Now Lockyer fielding the kick through from PJ Marsh. Peter John, I believe.
And David Solomona is out there for Parramatta now. In fact, both coaches starting to use the interchange. Kept plenty up their sleeve, I'd say, at half-time. Probably both sides had used about 4, so only about a third. We've seen quite a few in the last 10 minutes from both teams.
Here's De Vere from dummy half. Gordon Tallis talking about his own form. He basically said, I haven't been that good and I haven't been that bad. I'll tell you what, he's turned it up a gear tonight. And Hodgson making sure that he didn't come into the old trick of putting the leg over the line and raking the ball over. That would have, of course, seen a line dropout recommence as opposed to last year. It's a good effort here by Marsh. He's got them 42 metres Out from their own line. Penalty to Parramatta. Pat Richards was doing the refereeing, a dummy half. Myers says, hey, he was holding me down, sir.
We've got a problem out here for Parramatta with Ian Hindmarsh signalling to the sideline. You see the reason for that penalty. Brad Myers claiming PJ Marsh was holding on to him. Vella winds up.
Vella is 19 out from the line. Eastern side of the ground. Running towards that northeastern corner. Kalis.
Ian Hindmarsh is gone, leaving the field.
Marsh using the blind. Solomona. Always looking to unload. It was a good tackle by Brisbane. They shut the ball down. Marsh away. Kalis back and finding Taylor. Taylor for Butner. Butner for Vialecki. Vialecki can get a ball away, but not this time. 9 metres out from the line. Moody finding Nathan Hindmarsh, and Nathan takes on the Brisbane defence. They try to put him into touch, and the Parramatta players combine to keep him in the field of play. Moody. Butner. Butner kicking back and across. Richards will have the jump here. Up they go, down they come. And referee Bill Harrigan calling on his touch judge. And it's going out to the 20-metre line for the restart.
Well, you would have had all your money on Pat Richards there. He scored so many tries for the Eels in this fashion. On that occasion, just could not get there. And on this side of the field, a big confidence booster for Stuart Kelly. Great tackles on first of all Vialecki, then Nathan Hindmarsh.
So Brisbane with Tallis leading the way to the 40-metre line. And now Berrigan puts on a sprint to the halfway.
Well, despite that mountain of possession in the first half from mine, it is Parramatta who are looking the more tired of the two sides. Brisbane have really put the pedal down. Much quicker play the balls. A lot of possession. Finishing very strongly.
Aikens' pass. It travelled forward. How it was in relation to the hands, I'm not prepared to go out on a limb, but it certainly travelled forward. It brought a groan from the crowd. Now Webke pumping away 20 metres in from touch on the far side of the ground as Lockyer puts in a neat little kick, but Hodgson came up out of the deep. Then he splits them. Then he opens them up. Then he finds another gap. Then he gets the ball away. Taylor turns it in. Moody goes on with it to the 40-metre line. Vella now. The crowd booing, claiming that they were inside the 10. Wagner. He will play the ball on the 40-metre line. Broncos 18, Eels 14. Butner loses the ball. Advantage for Brisbane. Away it comes from Walker. It's on the ground and Kelly dives on it in front of the feet of David Vialecki. Ben Aiken. For Walker on the inside for Saylor. Saylor met there by Vialecki and Moody. Shane Walker is on in 16. Ashley Harrison is on in 15. So they're shuffling them around, aren't they? That was Harrison who played it then. Here's Tallis again. Come on, fellows. This is the way. Follow me. And that's what they do. They take it 35 out. Walker played it. Now Priddis. Priddis on for Aiken. Steps up his left foot. Comes back and away from Lockyer. Then the ball goes away to Harrison, then to Webke, and a good tackle by Marsh on Webke. Fifth tackle. They dummy to the blind side. They go to the open side, and Lockyer takes his time, puts a kick very high in the air, and Hodgson underneath it. Kelly takes him, thumps him onto the ground. Vialecki. Vialecki pursued by Harrison, picked off by Tallis, got the ball away for Jamie Lyon, and he's been pushed backwards by De Vere. This was the take from Brett Hodgson, getting a bit of cover there from Vialecki, and then banged into the ground by Kelly. So the Eels at 18-14 down. Knock on there against both sides. And it'll be a Brisbane feed.
Well, he may have, sorry Ray, he may have knocked on there Gordon Tallis, but hasn't he answered the challenge tonight from Nathan Hindmarsh and I guess Brian Fletcher? He's proven tonight that he's not just the best second rower in the world, he's the best forward playing the game. And will be the biggest problem for Parramatta in this next set of 6 coming up.
Fine tight. He's did nothing what I said to do. Let's get apart. Hey.
20-metre line. Brisbane now operating again. Oh, Aiken has done a Butner. First tackle, first receiver. Parramatta's done the same, and Brisbane are back with the ball, and Berrigan up and going again.
0.
Crazy stuff. Sailor held by Moody. Wesley goes in to help. Now for Prittis. This is Webke. Webke tries to shoulder his way through. Finds Prittis supporting. Got him a neat pass. And Prittis will play it. There they are, right in front. 12 out. Aiken dummies to Lockyer. Gives it back for Walker. Walker back for Webke. And then Walker dives on the ball. Philip Lee. Luke Prittis. Just peppering away. Looking for a gap. Leading by 4. Big ball by Berrigan. Finds Aiken, and Aiken is hit by Wagon. Coming in over the top was Hindmarsh. So now from Philip Lee, it's away for Ashley Harrison. He puts in a little kick, and it's over the dead ball line. Just a little bit too much on it from Ashley Harrison.
Yeah, very important set of 6, this one for the Eels. The last couple of times they've had it, they've dropped it first, second tackle. They need to control this as Lyon nearly gets away. Good tackle from De Vere.
35 out from the Parramatta line, now 40. And Richards it is. They play the ball back for PJ Marsh. Kalis to the halfway line. Harrison takes him. Not an easy assignment. Now Taylor. Wesley. Oh, the pass from Wesley was a bottler, and Hodgson was running onto it. And now it's Marsh away from dummy half. 20 metres out, 5 tackles gone for the blue and gold. Wagon for Butner. Butner then a little grubbing kick. Violecki is after it, but Sailor's got it covered. Fires the pass across to Lockyer, and Lockyer will play the ball. 17 metres out from his own line. Walker again. Prittis looking for runners. Harrison with his hand up.
Wasn't really the kick for the occasion there from Michael Butner. I think you've got to go to the air, especially with Pat Richards on the field. Give him another opportunity. And a wonderful tackle from Ben Aiken on Hodgson after that offload.
It's Carlaw now. 5 tackles gone against the Broncos. We're looking for Aiken. There's the kick off his right boot. And sitting up on its point. Staying in the field of play. And it's Jason Moody who brings it back. Tallis with a problem, Andrew.
He came off the field a couple of minutes ago. He's been up the tunnel ever since with the team physio. He's got a problem with his shoulder. They're working on it at the moment, but there's just a question mark about him returning for the final 10.
12 and a half minutes of the game, to be precise, remaining. It's still there for Parramatta to come back. Wesley. 18,119 here at the stadium tonight. Oh, Solomona coughs up. And it is with Walker now. Shane. Philip Lee has got a problem for the Broncos in back play. Harrison is held on the 30-metre line. They're developing some problems here, the Broncos. Tallis is up the tunnel. Oh, heavy tackle on Carlaw from Wesley. Philip Lee is in a bit of trouble. This is Ashley Harrison. And there's a Parramatta player looking for attention as it comes across to Aiken. Aiken back for Lockyer. Lockyer then for Kelly. And Kelly is tackled 10 metres away from the line. Aiken again. And beautiful Beautifully taken by Solomona. Quick hands Butner, then Wagon, now Lyon. All of that happening inside their own 10 metres, and PJ Marsh has just regained his feet. Richard running across for Hodgson. Hodgson is out to the 30-metre line, his own end. 4-point ball game. Broncos 18, Eels 14. Played by Marsh. He's only just, as I said, got back to his feet. Taylor, an inside ball for Kalis. Kalis, an offload for Butner. Butner's got support coming. It's a big forward. It's Nathan Hindmarsh. He's away. He's over the line. He puts it down. Nathan Hindmarsh scores under the uprights. Taylor started it. Butner was there. Nathan Hindmarsh completed it. It's 18 all.
And a concerned Gordon Tallis rises from the bench as Parramatta hit back. They'd struggled to get out of their own end of the field. But Jason Taylor, inside ball, a great offload there. I think it was Kalis. Michael Butner draws Lockyer and Nathan Hindmarsh, chased by Stuart Kelly. The left-hand fend into the face of Kelly, takes it around under the posts, and we will have Parramatta in front in a moment. Kalis, beautiful ball to Butner.
Yeah, wonderful try. Good support play once the initial bust was made by Butner. He took the fullback out well, drew him beautifully, and Hindmarsh got plenty of speed. Once again, a great left fend there into the face of Stuart Kelly. Left him eating dust. And Hindmarsh under the sticks. We have got one hell of a football game here.
And as we see Nathan Hindmarsh score, PJ Marsh, who was knocked senseless the other side of the field not long ago, leaves the field. Brad Drew comes into the game. And that's no surprise. They need Drew there for the last 10 minutes as Taylor prepares to put his team in front.
Parramatta have made their 10th interchange. Taylor from in front. It's 18 all. Now it's 20 points to 18. Parramatta leading Brisbane. Well, a cliffhanger. In front of a crowd of just over 18,000, and by Jove, I tell you what, I thought there was more than that here. Official attendance 18,119. I would have sworn blind it was bigger than that, but apparently not, according to the gatekeeper.
All right, Parramatta do happen to get away with this one. You can bet your life there'll be more than 18,000 at Parramatta Stadium next time the home team goes around. Big set of 6 coming up here. Must control it, get a good kick away.
Wesley it was who played it, and then Drew off for Solomona. And Solomona making good yards. 35 metres out from his own line. Parramatta leading by 2 points. With 8 minutes of this game remaining. Now Drew. 48 metres away from the Brisbane line. From Kalis, it's gone across for Taylor's right boot. And Taylor's got that ball running across the turf, but it's picked up by Takiri. Takiri put down by a conscientious Parramatta defence from Richards and Lyon.
Yeah, the Broncos are suffering at the loss of the last 5 or 10 minutes of Sivanasiva and Tallis. Wendell Sale is a half-pie passenger out there. Tallis back on the field now. Another mistake by the Broncos.
Philip Lee putting it down. It brought a thunderous roar from the Parramatta crowd.
Well, don't worry about the hot weather. Don't worry about tiredness. Mistakes coming now because of pressure. Players looking at the defence coming up. Time is running out on the clock. And Brisbane, they had the ascendancy. You felt that it's just changed in the last 5 to 6 minutes once Parramatta got out of their own end.
Parramatta taking a blindside play. Vaialecki plays it back for Drew. Drew gets a decoy run going blindside, 2 of them in fact. And then it's Wagon. Wagon held by Luke Prittis. Butner was steaming through on the right side. Now Drew. Now Hodgson. He comes into it. Taylor goes to ground 3 metres out. And Drew again to the right for Kalis to pop it up on the inside for Vella. Vella to ground.
Chance to the right if they can get it quickly.
Butner lurking deep on the right side. Taylor, a grabbing kick. Wagon, no! Brisbane's Darren Lockyer got a boot to it. Wagon almost put his fingerprint on it. But you'll find that Lockyer's boot gets there first. A lovely kick by Taylor. And it was Darren Lockyer calling on all his class. Michael Vella carts it back. He goes straight through. Vella off his left foot. Ball comes loose. Lockyer's with it for Brisbane. 10 metres out from their own line.
Oh, can you believe it? Nearly the run of the night there from Michael Vella. He was just about to score a try, I think, looking around for some support. Look at this. Look at the speed of the big fella. Got through some terrible defence. Left foot step, and the ball popped up.
So Brisbane, with 5.5 minutes to go, they start the long haul down the ground. A beautiful ball by Sevenasiva. Lee's pass is taken in by Wagon. Parramatta come up with the ball. Played back to Hodgson. Hodgson away for Butner. Butner with Lyon on his right. Hodgson on his left. Plays the ball on the 30-metre line. Eastern side of the ground. Jamie Lyon takes a dummy half play. A simple play. 22 metres out. Another simple run from Pat Richards. Takes them 9 metres away from the line. Parramatta leading by 2. 5 minutes to go. Here's Nathan Hindmarsh. Nathan Hindmarsh pulled down. He's 8 metres out from the line on 5. Drew goes himself. Then he gets the pass away for Richards. Richards tried to put a little kick in behind, but Takiri was equal to it. Ball played by Lottie Takiri. Now Darren Lockyer is 10 metres out from the line.
Well, that's where the ball has got to find Jason Taylor. He's got the experience with 250 first-grade games next to his name to get the ball into the in-goal area and get the ball back from the restart under the posts.
Oh, another juggle. They've lost it again. Big tackling, Ian Hindmarsh and David Wesley, and Brisbane lose the ball. So Parramatta's Kalis. Kalis is 9 metres out. Centre of the ground now. Brad Drew. Drew's over. Drew's over. Parramatta, they're under the bar. Brad Drew scoring for Parramatta, winning the game for them. 24-18. You'd have to swear blind that Taylor would score. It came from that mistake.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes by the Broncos. A bad pass from Philip Lee, then a lost ball and a strong tackle from Harrison. And Brad Drew had a sensational first half. He's carried it on here. Gets low, a big left foot step, got inside of one ordinary attempt at tackle, and he has scored what will be the match-winning try for the Parramatta Eels. What a great effort tonight from the Eels.
Yeah, very fitting that Brad Drew scores at the end of this game, because he was over the line after about 2 minutes, denied on that occasion. But tonight he will get the winner, with Jason Taylor about to put this game beyond the realm of the reigning premiers.
Well, Sterlo's of the opinion that Brad Drew may well prove to be the season's best purchase by Joe, but it's hard to disagree with him. Taylor from right in front, and Taylor kicks the goal. It is now an 8-point ball game, and that spells, I was about to say, impossible for Brisbane. We are talking about a class unit. 2.5 minutes left. And Andrew Voss, another look at it.
Oh, and what a moment to be down on the sideline. This blue and gold army has gone up right back to their halcyon days, really. Brad Drew getting the try. What a mental hurdle for Parramatta to get over so early in the season. We mentioned earlier 3 losses to the Broncos last year to prove to themselves tonight that they can do it. And the way they've had to come, firstly, a good lead and then come back from behind midway through their second half. It really augurs well for Parramatta this season.
Before you go, how many people did you think might be here?
Mate, Ray, to be honest, I've got a feeling they may have thrown the gates open after, say, 5 minutes or 10 minutes into the first half, because there were plenty still stacked out there. I'd swear that it's in excess of 20,000 tonight.
Yeah, I thought you'd agree. There's something, just watching this replay, penalty went to Parramatta. I'm blown to know what it is. Somebody did tell me the problem with these long queues on match day at the turnstiles. There's got to be some way of getting the fans into the ground quicker than they do. Second ball has found its way onto the park. Parramatta, they're just rolling down the other side of the hill now. They're leading by 8 points. What a marvellous contest this has been. Tallis is back out there. So is Sivanasiva. They have been the spearhead tonight. But then for a passage late in the second half, they're in trouble. Webke on the bench. Taylor now finding Wagon. Inside ball for Wesley. Laid down for Taylor. Taylor then up towards the 10-metre line for Kalis. Kalis got a pass to Moody, and I thought he was going over, but he's lost the ball, Jason Moody. 26-18, 45 seconds on the clock. And this was Taylor. This bloke's been outstanding, Kalis. Geez, had a good game.
Yeah, all the props, as Paul pointed out earlier, have been outstanding. And really, neither side tonight have lost any cast. They've lost no fans. There's no doubt that they will be there at the end of the year. But psychologically, it is a big blow landed by Parramatta to draw first blood this evening.
Seconds remaining. Tomorrow night we'll come to you live from Wynn Stadium. The Dragons versus the Storm as the Broncos make one final break. Now it's Takiri. The crowd counting it down. It is over. Parramatta have won it. The first of, I'm pretty sure, 3 or 4 encounters this year. First blood to the Eels. 26-18. 4 tries to Parramatta. 2 tries to the Broncos. Both goal kickers got 5. But it was 26-18 when Bill Harrigan sounded the whistle to bring down the curtain. Hope you enjoyed it. Gee, it was a good game to watch. The baby Eels have beaten the defending premiers, and this is the first match at Parramatta Stadium that the Broncos have lost since 1989. What an impressive record.